Hi guys, I'm back on YouTube. You know that we are on 88 portal. It is Lions 8 portal, and I thought that I don't know. Turning back to YouTube is just one of my to-do lists. It was at the top of my to-do lists to return to YouTube because you know all these world events and my process of ascension, and I dealt with a lot of spiritual stuff. I just wanted to back on this day, and I just wanted to start like a lot of projects on this day because it's Lionsgate portal, and we know from the I know from the these books like the Hercules missions and the astrological commands books that you know the stars have a really important impact on our evolution. And as today is Lionsgate portal, and it's connected to Sirius star, which is known by ancients. It's a very powerful star that can create a lot of powerful manifestations in your own life, in your environment, on Earth, everywhere. So when it was going on, because I don't like to talk about like war and like all this kind of stuff, I didn't want to be around. Like I didn't want to be around like while children and the kids were sort of suffering, and I didn't thought that it will be fair for me to share products or like do a lot of things that I wanted to like. It will be it will make me feel like I was avoiding some stuff. We know that there's a lot of drama going on about the boycott and all of this kind of stuff. But I was real literally like people pushed me to be around, like watching me and doing everything, hacking me, and I was just like refusing to be around because there's a war going on, and you know it is just a lot of injustices are happening, a lot of abusive stuff. We know that we cannot return our you know return our face from. I think we can return the other cheek, but we cannot return our eyes to somewhere else. Like, so I didn't want it to be around, but I thought that it's not helping either. Like, I think people are looking for spiritual guidance at these times, and because I know the interconnectedness of the world events to our spiritual evolution, and I'm studying psychology at the same time, I thought that maybe people are looking for directions or spiritual connections between the world's issues and their lives. Maybe they're looking for answers in their own lives, and people are wondering about the warfare and what's gonna the world will look like. A lot of people are in the midst of their awakening. Spiritual things are going ahead, and so does the dark stuff, which I experienced too, which I will share. But as a Lionsgate portal, 8-8 portal today, I just wanted to be back on this day to YouTube and just start projects that I wanted to do, and help, really help, and be on my soul mission. And I think that I will be able to help those kids too in a better way, rather than just being angry around or something else. It is just we have to evolve, and we have to help if we have the information. And I think I like to research about these things, and I like to get information. So I thought I will be in greater help to be around. So please don't take my being around happy and in the good spirits. Don't take it as an avoidness of the world issues, but as you will as I will share, you will learn. We being in the uplift spirit and good health will help others. We being in the much more higher frequencies will help the others in the best way. So we are just useless, not useless, but we are just all this crying or the drama or the conflict, and watching it happen by is not going to really help to, resolve the conflict. So as I was just like reading these books like Hercules, a mission and other stuff, I realized that, I just, got some info from the pages that I wanted to share, like about the warfare and how we, affect the spiritual world and the real world, 3D world, through our own ascensions, because we all are interconnected. We all have connection to others. So we being on our spiritual mission and being wise and being our soul mission will be problem solving, because I wanted to start this world peace project to help um, you know basically to peace, like resolve the conflict. And through my sharings, through my wisdom, maybe people will be affected and it will start something new. Because I was, as I feel spiritually inclined to it, like to share my information, because I read and researched a lot of good stuff, like by, Dr. Joy Dispenza. He taught me a lot about the world peace, because he has at the end of the book, there's a world peace project and how we can achieve really the world peace. And it says that, it all comes down to these spiritual things. It connects to it, and it's really right. We can achieve the world peace by practicing peace, not by conflict, not by, all these angry riots. Yes, they can solve, but they hurt too. We see like riots can solve anything, and I'm not against activism. Like, it's the greatest things, I think. People are coming together and fighting for their rights. I really like it. I really like that heroic energy, but it hurts a lot of people in the way too. Like, it doesn't resolve the conflict. We know that, there are a lot of activism going on. I don't know how many like climate change activism or the riots sort of are made, and still we're dealing with the same problems, because the solution is to practice the opposite. It's not fighting back, or it's not war to war policy, eye for eye policy. It is just, if you want peace, if you want something against war, which is the opposite of the war is peace, then you must practice the peace if you want to end the war. So that's why I was gonna talk about how we're gonna ascend together and we will contribute, because I'm in the ascension process. I still have my own spiritual ascension process going on. Nobody's perfect, and everybody's just like learning, ascending again, climbing the ladders, because with the situations and circumstances happening in our lives can lead to different hierarchy, I think, in our living. So it is important to be aware of, like, we all contribute to world peace and world war. So I was just gonna share like bits of pieces from the book that I was just like, I recommended it, because we know it's Lionsgate portal and it's like affecting the evolution of humankind. I think it will be good to share, because I really liked it. I'm reading Astronomical, Atmospheric, and Sociopolitical Science, Scientific Perspective. So, when all these things begin to happen, stand and look up, for your salvation is near. The ultimate transition of planet Earth has been ushered in. Researchers from the HeartMath Institute in California contended that humanity is accelerating toward the threshold of social, spiritual, and cultural evolution, offering them an opportunity to collectively evolve toward more interconnected and information-based social, economic, and cultural systems, which explains all systems around crashing. Like, we saw in academia, like frauds and stuff. We saw in economics that we basically fund the world with our taxes, which is making us aware of the things. It's coming up and about to teach us things, making us more aware. We're all selfish. Because we all have ego to only care about our lives, But still, serving humanity, being bigger than your life will make you feel better than anything else. So for those who ask for, guidance in spiritual matters, I share this kind of stuff. The Institute of HeartMath analyses how the Earth's electromagnetic field influences human consciousness and how humans as a collective are influencing the Earth's geomagnetic field. So we are, because we influence these fields, we are all involved in war and peace. So we need to ascend together. And I think, there's no problem if you believe in, return of the second Christ or something as, as a real return of the Christ, as a person. But I think it is more like return of the Christ as a consciousness, like bringing his values and his teachings to surface to create in everybody this, living this consciousness. It is more about, rather than, this is my belief of course, rather than, return of the Christ as a person, it is more about the Christ consciousness, which involves in all of us. And so, which will lead to peace and, the old, talking in the religions like God's kingdom, God's kingdom of peace and revolution. So prophecies are also like contributing to make us aware like how dangerous our situations are, because I was sharing from the there is a website, and in the website Spiritual Ascension University, I guess it was, I will check and link down below. There is a, in the prophecies, it was prophesied there will be a World War III, but it will be more like, yes, it will have the outsider stuff, but it will be also about warfare on spiritual matters, like warfare on our minds, on our souls. Not a warfare, but ascension process, like realizing and balancing ourselves and creating a peaceful life. So because we're not like, I can help, and I was just like sort of mad to people like about all this, avoidance, because if you're involved in today as a judge, as a politician, as a lawyer, in the field of in the mission of creating peace, and if you're not doing it, know that you will be held responsible, from United Nations to all countries and all politicians, all nations, like, because today I study psychology. My soul path or my soul mission is to not stop nuclear warfare happening. It is not. But you chose as your soul mission or your mission to be a judge, to put the war criminal into to judge them and give them the what they punishment, whatever you want to call it. It is your spiritual, in this evolutionary time, it is your call, and it is your responsibility as a politician or a lawyer or a judge to defend those innocent people, or whether it is to put the war criminal into a prison, or or to judge them, or bring together the politicians. It is your call and it is your mission to make this happen. So if you're not contributing to that, if you take on a mission to be a judge but not doing your mission in an evolutionary process, you will be held responsible for those kids are dying, because we're all interconnected, and your soul mission was in evolutionary process was to help those kids or help the justice to take place. So if you're not doing that, you will be held responsible in the spiritual realm. So basically, we need to start. So I'm continuing. Continue. So it is your responsibility to start the world peace as judges, rulers, United Nations, Western politicians. It is your spiritual mission today to, I'm just standing by great kids and looking at them, just like thinking of how kids are, they're innocent and they don't deserve to die. And every day, every kid, every life, every soul is dependent on you today. We are in the midst of very revolutionary process, and I would like to say that for my research and my informational, all these books and stuff, they're really great, and all them lead to something that is, we have soul missions and we're responsible for making the soul missions come to life. And if we don't do our soul mission, I don't want to be like we're gonna be responsible, like punished by God. I don't believe in that. My God is very loving and forgiving. It is not, sin and punishment. I see it seen as violating yourself or others. Everything in the books that, called sin is more about, like, look at those actions called sin. It is either you hurting yourself or you hurting others. So that is why it is called sin. In all religions, the kindness, tolerance, unity, it is love. In all religions, basic point is love. Today, start from the Christianity to Islam to Jewish practices. It is all about unity, love, tolerance, respect. Leading, being part of the gods, because you're the creation of God. You have the part of him, her, of the universe. There is God in all of us because we are part of it. Because he, she, universe created us biologically, chemically, spiritually. So this is why it is important to realize our role in this evolutionary process. Saying no to nuclear warfare if we can. If you're scientists, making it happen. So what I was saying, it is your responsibility to, create the world peace as judge rulers, like United Nations. I was just like going mad around, like, you're just turning into, world drama and all this kind of stuff. With all my respect, like, you're the, bookkeepers. Like, you have to do what you have to do according to the book. But every soul, every kid that is dying, it is important and it is up to you. Every member of the United Nations sitting there is responsible. Every day they do not make peace. They do not make a step toward peace and just talk and talk. You're responsible in evolutionary process. Believe me, you're responsible for every child's death. And if you want to know if you're responsible or not, you can read a lot of books. It's clear that we're in the midst of evolutionary process as humankind. And I don't know if nuclear warfare is going to happen. I'm just going to drop the link in the video parts that if a nuclear warfare, which is like the thing that we shouldn't have even discussed today, is ever happens, like, I don't know, there's ways to protect yourself, because in the spiritual essential university, or it was not spiritual essential university, it was something else. It was spirituality university, I think. It was spiritually, a university that I was researching about. They made research about it. Prophecies are talking about it. And there are songs like I was just going mad, like searching prophecies very much. It is just like searching a lot of prophecies. Searching about prophecies like VSP, Goodbye America. And there was I was just listening to Goodbye America. I mean, we love America. I really love the American nation. Why go to such a path like that? You know, they're the leaders of the innovation. They create amazing stuff. You know, most of my life, I just was consumer of their creations. Like every evolution person that I was just like got influenced on, most of them was American because they're the innovators, so they can contribute. They know how to do it. You know, they're just the CEOs, the innovators. They hold the power to do it. This so. Aquarian age will help them if they choose the path to create innovations that will help humanity and throughout the peace. But if they choose to fund wars, guns, violence, drugs, they will be also responsible for the fall of their, hierarchy because Aquarian age is about helping humanity with innovations. And who holds the innovations? Well, one of the most leading countries is America. So, because if they choose to innovate, they know they have it in their genes. Like, they're the innovators. They create a lot of stuff that nobody thinks about. I think most of the craziest ideas are coming from them that I ever heard of in history. Like, who would have thought of that kind of ideas? So I really love them. So why choose a path like this while you can evolve with other countries? Same with like other countries too. China, great country. Russia, great country. So it will be indicator of how they contribute today to world if they are going to be leading countries or not. Not with wars, not with guns, not with anything. The more they're getting advanced in science or like health, art, to help people ascend, the more they will lead the world. Because this is about Aquarian energy, Aquarius energy. It's written in the Hercules missions. I don't like to, as you understand. It is there everywhere. Like it's in Prophecies. Prophecies were talking about 2012, about world ending, and it didn't end because it was about the ending of the world as we know it. It says in every book, like it is about a evolutionary process, not about a ending of the world and destroying it. But still, we cannot determine people's life, wills. We cannot sort of choose, for people. I can share information for you to ascend and we can start this, soul mission stuff. But war might continue because it is people's wills to choose good or evil. It is a conscious. It has to be more conscious and people have to wake up on it that they're part of this evolutionary experiment on Earth. So they should know to not to do and or not to do. It's not to blame anybody or to blame, judge, or create conflicts, judge, lawyers, anything. They're doing what they have to do, but it should be known that they're responsible for the actions they're gonna take today. And it is, I think, I just start this world peace project as a not to create a conflict or with anger, but through the ascension process. And we will study a lot of books. I have a great book by, I have to still research who the writer is, but it is very well done, written, informations are great. I'm gonna study that book with you. Like it's about Armageddon, like to DNA process. It's very good. So we will study that book also. But starting like a world peace project is about really like ascending and knowing our soul mission and not, it's going to another evolutionary process. It's going on to Aquarius age, as you can search Aquarius age, like it is about peace, serving humanity, humanitarian aspects of life, and it will be supported by the universe. And karma will be for the opposite. Karma will be for systems that are not supporting it. Karma will for supporters of violence and conflict. Karma for will be, like I read it, like nations against nations, war against wars. You will hear it, but it is their choice today to stop. And the best way to stop war, like I said, is to practice peace. How can you practice peace? By justice, by ethical decisions. Like, what will be the ethical decisions to stop the war? It will be to you know like you treated a criminal. If there is a war criminal, then politicians are able to do it. Come together and today stop the war. And if you're not going to do it, you will be held responsible. Also, same with the nuclear warfare. If you start any nuclear warfare, your country, there is no way. Like, everybody is going to be affected. There is no way you're gonna destroy another country and take the lead. There is no way. You will be affected. You will get karma. You will get, I don't want to say punishment, but you will be held responsible because you're going against an Aquarian age. You're going against Mother Nature, which is, has principles, it has rules, laws that you cannot change. Try to change it. You can't. You have to go with it. It's not trying to punish you. It's just trying to say that if you choose my way, I will make you the winner. But if you don't choose my way, then I'm not gonna punish you. But still, I want you to win because it is the basic divine system. It wants us, everybody to win. It is not like punisher of sinners or anything. It is about really, waking your soul up to your spiritual process. And I think politicians, United Nations, people who work with the United Nations or other peaceful stuff or international organizations, you can only achieve peace by, taking it to your hands, really knowing that you're responsible for every death, and, make, every day, turning every day into, practicing peace. And if you have to, if you're a judge, you have to practice peace by getting the war criminal and, judging them. If you're a lawyer, you have to defend innocent lives. If you're a doctor, you have to help them. If you're a politician, you have to be, not, push through conflict, but try to take measurements for your defending yourself, but not destroying others, just by destroying yourself. So this is what I was just what I wanted to talk about. So I'm starting today the World Peace Project, which was also referred in this book by Ascension. For says because we're all responsible, I think, for it. I mean, not directly, because my soul mission is not to, I'm not a judge or somebody who works for peace, but still we are interconnected and my knowledge can help others. So basically, it was just that. Follow me for Ascension with Me video series. I will start on YouTube again. We will do a lot of things. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.